Sometime 1950, my folks came. And when the communists first came to Shanghai, my dad decided to stay there rather than leave. They said, there's so many Chinese over there, so I'm just one of them. It couldn't be that bad, so he stayed. He was one of the capitalists. So communists came, they're still wanting to run the bank. A lot of things he cannot do as before, so he was losing money. And the communists won't let him close the bank down. Just keep putting money in, keep putting money in, keep the bank money. The bank has about 100-some employees, so they want you to support them rather than throw them out of business. And before the communists came, we had a lot of. My dad, again, is one of those kindest person. Anybody wants a job, he'll try to make a job for the people in the bank. They're all kind of loyal to him. And about 4 or 5 months after the communists came, one of the Dutch ship the first ship came to Shanghai after the communists took over, stopped in Shanghai, took on some passengers and came to Hong Kong. And one of my cousins was on that ship. And he booked the passage so to leave Shanghai to come to Hong Kong. And he came to say goodbye to Dad. And we had a chauffeur there. The chauffeur was so done. And he was driving Dad and my cousin back to my house, back to our house. Cousin just come to say goodbye to Dad. And he mistook that Dad's going to leave. Dad's going to leave on that ship. So he passed the word around, Dad's going to leave. So they had all kind of people standing by trying to capture Dad if he intended to leave. So that was Saturday. And Sunday, all of a sudden, he got all a stream of visitors coming in. The more senior people come and visit Dad and come to talk to Dad in the house. And then Dad doesn't know what's going on. He said, how come you come and visit me? And talking all kind of nonsense and so on. And when one would leave, another one would come. And he said, what the hell's going on? And he still doesn't realize what's going on. And finally, they're satisfied Dad's not going to leave or get a ship due to legal particular time. They're still there, so they're happy. And some of the guys finally told me, said, yeah, they have some people stationed outside the house, and some people at the pier. If you ever get in the pier, they'll physically capture him, don't want him to leave. So finally it all came out. Some of the loyal people that are loyal to us, they said they were required for them to come to our house, to station the house and so on. So I'm wasting so much of my time. So the next time when they really decided to leave, so they didn't let anybody know they were going to leave. And they stayed a year longer than that after that event. And one of my uncle's shoes, I don't remember the guy's mother's sister's husband.
At the time she was living in Shanghai, the communists were taking over the Shanghainese government. Her father, a businessman, was worried. He knew the international borders would soon be closed, so he decided to move the family to Hong Kong. Rita's family stayed in Hong Kong for 3 years until she was 10. Anyone with enough money left Shanghai because they were concerned about the changes communism would bring. This left Shanghai with a lot of poor people and very few to manage the city's resources. In an attempt to convince him to return, the Shanghainese government decided to pay Rita's father a visit. Rita's father did not want to return to China and was concerned if he refused, the government might kidnap him. So he decided to move the family to Brazil. First, they took a boat to Los Angeles, and then by bus went to San Diego to visit relatives. They took a train to Chicago before making a final pit stop in New York, and then another boat to Brazil. On the ship to Brazil, Rita and her younger sister Amy were placed in the infant section of the ship. This meant they had to spend all day in daycare, which, as you can imagine, was very boring. At night, they would sneak out and try to see shows on the ship, but often the crew would recognize them and put them to bed because of the curfew. When Rita's family arrived in Brazil, they stayed on a small island off the coast where Rita's father did business. Everything they had brought from China had been packed into large trunks, and in Brazil they finally had a chance to unpack. As they were opening the trunks and unwrapping the items, they realized that everything had been stolen and replaced with